Welcome back to another exciting edition of the wildlife of Southern Maine. It had been over a year since we were at the Saco River Basin, second only in treachery to the Amazon River and its surrounding jungle. The Saco is full of man-eating creatures. We made the mistake of having our last expedition during monsoon season. The water was treacherous, and we lost several of our guides. One of them was decapitated by the large waves, his head floating down the river caught in the current, before being sucked into the vacuum of a whirlpool, of which there are many on the Saco River. His body was then consumed by the evil sea monster that lurks about in these waters, a relative of Champ, the sea monster like Nessie that haunts Lake Champlain in Vermont. We later lost our pet and mascot to this vicious bird. It might look pleasant, but listen to its chirp, reminiscent of a cat, because he had just devoured Lucky. Note to self, never name a pet Lucky. It's just a death sentence. Rather ironic, isn't it? We lost our fourth native guide of the journey to this vicious eider. It might look like a simple duck, but as you can see, it is consuming the remnants of the guide's hand, having interred his remains to the deep and feeding his intestines to its young, while we watched in horror. This treacherous chirper is Wilson's Plover, a descendant of the Velociraptor dinosaur. It sucks you in forward with its cuteness and then surrounds you on the flanks and in the rear to attack you from all sides.
Hi! Anyone kiss around the fuzzy little red lips?
By this part of the journey, our party had been weaned down to two. Myself and the noted anthropologist, Dr. Flint. We came upon a red squirrel. It seemed extraordinarily friendly, and we decided to photograph it and accompany it on its journey through the woods. The locals had an interesting name that didn't make sense to us until later on in the day. It seemed to be calling us to follow it, so we kept getting closer and closer in hot pursuit of what the locals called the taint squirrel. It was only then that we learned the horror of the truth. The squirrel only lulls you into a false sense of security to get you in close so it can flash you its taint. Unfortunately, not all of the fauna of the Saco River Basin are as immature as the taint squirrel. The squirrels on Factory Island, in fact, took us captive, holding us in this primitive jail, reminiscent of Devil's Island. Fortunately, we were able to buy them off with seeds, and they offered us a pardon. We were banished from the island and the surrounding area, and must never return again.